Soup.
Dear Lord baby Jesus, or as our brothers to the south call you, Jesus.
Growing up. Oh, hey, welcome back. So this is still Vlogmas. Merry Christmas. Growing up, I was an only child. Grew up in Ohio, which was fun because they had lots of parks, grass, and during Christmas holidays we could do a lot of sledding. But then we moved to Vegas and it was just all dust. Las Vegas is growing old and my skin is getting ashy. You know what? Fuck all that. So I did try to cheat, I won't lie. It is actually the next day for Vlogmas, unlike the video you just saw. I had a wonderful childhood. I grew up in Ohio, bounced around a lot. That's one thing I didn't say is I went to a lot of different schools. I didn't graduate from a school until I went to high school. That was the first school I went to throughout the whole curriculum. I didn't graduate elementary. I missed my 5th grade graduation into middle school or some shit because we moved so much. That's when we moved to Vegas. Well, no, we moved from East Cleveland to Cleveland Heights. And 5th grade, you were already considered a middle schooler or something like that. 5th or 6th grade, I don't remember for sure right now. But in Ohio, in the school system, there were lots of field trips. We went to this lab that was under an apartment. Well, that's what it felt like. But we did a lot of experiments. That was amazing. They took us to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right before it opened. We got to see the Cleveland Browns Stadium before they tore it down, which is right before I moved away. And then over by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there was this aquarium or something we went to, but we didn't get in. So we just had to go through this side hall and see a little bit of stuff. It was a quick visit. Maybe somebody didn't sign up completely. But the field trips were amazing. We always did things. There were lots of air shows out there. There was a big naval base down there. It just seemed like I learned so much more, maybe because they had a lot of hands-on activities. It was more than just bookwork, worksheets, homework. I actually got good grades and don't remember doing a lot of homework. It was more like the curriculum was in class. You went to school to learn. You didn't go to school to bring shit home to bring back, to bring more shit home. Anyways, I got here at the end of 8th grade. I had 2 months left of it, right? So usually as a new student, you're trying to make friends, get acquainted, learn your way around. But for me, my grades went down horribly because I didn't know any of the schoolwork. The class was ahead of me. They weren't ahead of me smart. They were ahead of me as in we did the first 75% and we only got 25% remaining. And me, I'm well, how can I don't even want to say maintain, but how can I compete if I'm already behind? Because there's no catch up with you guys and you're not learning, you're just doing stuff. I remember in the English class they were reading the book and I was expected to learn. I wasn't expected to learn, but I was expected to be able to answer questions on the book, but you're at the end of the book already, right? So school for me was all fucked up from then on. I mean, high school was different. It was just from Cleveland to Vegas. The difference was, like I said, in school it was more these are the chapters you're going to read tonight. We got a test coming Friday. Be ready. Rather than, this is what happened in history. This is how it changed the world. Here's some interesting facts. Okay, go home, reread the chapter, read the next chapter, and we'll talk some more. Then have a test. But in high school, I'm man, home is like hell. If I didn't have anywhere else to sleep, I didn't want to be home. So high school was fun because it was my escape. If you ask my homeboy Orlando, if he remembers, I used to come over his house and spend hours and hours and hours and hours sitting there. I'd leave his place at 9, 10 o'clock at night and then go home. That's probably why I didn't do homework, because I was trying to avoid the house. And in addition, I was working. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I just know I didn't want to go home. But anyways, I'm trying to move into college. I didn't know how to college because I didn't know how to high school. The whole studying and doing school, that shit was really new to me and difficult. So my grades have never been there. And then again, I noticed that counselors don't really counsel unless there's some kind of special situation. So I never really had a career path. I've always known what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, but never had the guidance of how to get there. Even now, at CSN in my 30s, I'm just not figuring it out. Like, there's decree sheets. You can go to your counselor more than once. You should see them more than once in a year, if not a semester. But they know how to get you there, and they can tell you what to do, how to do it, or find a different path. So me and school haven't really clicked. I want to get an education, but just growing up the way I grew up, it led me to where I am now. And I will say, if I had a time machine, if I went back, the only thing I would change is my grades and curriculum. I wouldn't change anything else. So happy Vlogmas. That's me growing up. And what sparked me to bring this conversation to you, despite the video you saw in the beginning, is that I watched Black Mirror. The episode Nosedive. It was really good, but it made me think, like, people are really stuck to these phones and approval of other people, but my biggest assets in life are the shoulder shrug, like they mentioned in Kevin Hart's new book, Life Lessons. I can't make this up, like, whatever. And then there's also this one, fuck it, fuck you. Hey, Soup.tv, think out loud. I'm doing it, you should too. Peace. Soup.